Welcome. Today is the first episode in a series breaking down the music and themes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Over the coming episodes, I'll highlight films in the MCU and what makes their themes work. We're starting off with Captain America: The First Avenger, and I'll give an overview of the score, and then we'll look at some of the themes, why the instrumentation matters, and how it borrows from other works to create a unique score. Let's get started. Captain America: The First Avenger was released in 2011, and the original soundtrack was composed by Alan Silvestri. This is the only non-Avengers movie that he has composed for in the MCU, and he was hired over other composers like John Powell, Henry Jackman, and Michael Giacchino, though the latter two would eventually work in the MCU. The song Star Spangled Banner that plays while Captain is on tour through the United States was actually written by Disney legend Alan Menken and David Zippel. Now, Silvestri has written some memorable scores before. And time will tell if it hits the same nostalgia as something like Back to the Future. But The First Avenger is still a beautiful score filled with powerful brass sections and haunting strings. As the film deals with Steve Rogers and his ideals on duty and honor, the score reinforces these concepts in a few different ways. The first way is the prominent use of the brass section, specifically the horns. Traditionally in film, brass and horns are associated with heroic characters. One of the best examples of this is in The Fellowship of the Ring. Since brass can often mean heroic, it would be fitting that Captain America's theme is in the brass section. His theme wouldn't have the same impact if it was played by different instruments. To show an example of this, we'll take a listen to his theme twice. The first time will be with a string section playing the main theme, and then the second time will be how it's actually instrumentated with the horns and brass. In terms of what the composer was trying to convey with the character, the horn section is much more fitting than the string section. And this instrumentation choice leads me to the next point: the way Captain America's theme infused elements from what many consider to be the father of the American Symphony, Aaron Copland. Copland would not only use the brass and horn sections, but would hold out these beautiful, lovely notes and chords with interesting intervals. Alan Silvestri used some of these techniques to try and capture that Americana sound, reinforcing what Steve Rogers stands for. Here's a section of Aaron Copland's Fanfare for the Common Man, followed by the beginning of Captain America's theme, and note the similarities in the range of the melody, how the notes are held out, and the dynamics of the instrumentation. Another element is the use of the movie fanfare. These are themes that can be written as a march and are often associated with victory, usually played either at the beginning of the movie or at the end of the movie. Probably the most famous example of this is the opening theme of Star Wars. We'll listen to a section of it and pay particular attention to the walking harmony line underneath the melody. Now let's listen to Captain America's March, which uses a similar walking harmony line. The score for Captain America: The First Avenger is one of my favorite in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because the themes do a wonderful job conveying what the character stands for. It's also a great study in how to use other elements of music to help compose a theme that's befitting a character. In the coming episodes, we'll be breaking down other films in the MCU and what makes their themes unique. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.